Hello and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar. Mike Oscar is my call sign, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable general discussion and rag shoe net, and all calls should go through the net control station. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, right here on the Pride Radio Network. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, break, and we will assist you. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community as well as their allies to hang out over the airwaves. This net, as well as the network it's hosted on, is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. No membership is necessary, and we welcome third-party traffic as well. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you're one of those folks that do not like the LGBTQIA+ community, of course. We don't want those folks around. Hi, hi. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, top groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Network and affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN, P25, D-Star, and Zello, as well as various RF repeaters around the world. It is also streamed live on Broadcastify and also my YouTube channel, which can be found by searching for my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. For more information on how you can connect to this network or for our live stream links, visit prideradionetwork.com. That is prideradionetwork.com. And finally, you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. NetLogger is a fantastic piece of software that allows you to log into the net and view a list of call signs in real time and be able to follow along with the net. If you're an Android or iPhone user, you may download On Air Net Scraper instead. That is On Air Net Scraper. Alrighty then, before we begin this evening's net, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and the Pride Radio Group? Alrighty, folks, it's time now for some check-ins. If you are not able to check in via voice, you're more than welcome to check in via Mastodon, Twitter if you know my Twitter, Facebook if you know my Facebook, email via my QRZ, which is good. You can also check in via Discord, NetLogger, and any other platform where you are able to reach me. That's if you know how to reach me on any other platform, that is. But let's take some voice check-ins. Let's start off with mobile, shore on time, and in and out stations. So if you're mobile, don't have much time, Or if you want to pop in for a quick hello and then pop out, you may come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically, along with your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for check-ins for mobile, sure on time, and in and out stations.
Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile, Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile. I'll be in and out today. I'm driving into the shop.
Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile and in and out. Got you down. Thank you for stopping by, and a 7-3 and drive safely. Any other mobile short on time or in and out stations, please come now. Alrighty, hearing none, let's open it up to everyone, anyone, anywhere. So anybody, anywhere. If you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for check-ins from anybody, anywhere.
Victor Kilo 3, Juliet Echo Delta.
Alexa, lights on.
Okay.
VK5, Zulu Sierra Hotel.
All right, Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta got you down. By the way, your audio garbled up right after your call sign. And Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel got you both down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, then phonetically. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. By the way, folks, you can also check in via the YouTube live stream. I accept check-ins from there as well. And speaking of check-ins, we have a Mastodon check-in from Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray, who is unable to make it. But if you're able to hear me, Mark, thanks for your online check-in and 7-3. All right. We're going to go ahead and toss it up to the top. VK3JED from KJ7OMO.
There you go, Kimberly, and everyone else. And yeah, I checked in on D-Star, still on D-Star at the moment. And for some reason, when you let go, it decides to send a bit of garbled stuff after the end of the transmissions, Whether the hotspot misses the end of the transmission or what's going on, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Actually just got back just as the net started. Went out with the local bike advocacy group just for a social bike ride. I was out for a couple of hours, but the bike ride itself lasted an hour, and we chatted a bit, plus time to get there and back. Sort of made up that 2 and a bit hours that I was out. So, it's a nice sunny day, having a patch of really nice late autumn weather. It's quite mild, sunny, and not a lot of wind. So, really great conditions. Anyway, I hope everyone else as well. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
VK3JD from KJ7OMO returning. Boy, you paint a beautiful picture about your weather. Oh my goodness. That sounds like a perfect vacation spot at the moment with the weather that you described. All right. VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO. Over to you.
KJ7 on Louis VK5ZSH returning. Morning there, Kimberly, or evening. Greetings to everyone else. Sorry I'm a bit blah at the moment. Haven't slept. Had another one of those down the rabbit hole moments with Docker. So yeah, I'm sort of I should really get some sleep, but it's Mother's Day and what have you, so I've sort of got to be up at don't mind me. I really should get some rest anyway. But yeah, I just thought I'd come up and say g'day and that. Congrats there on the certificate there, Tony. Yeah, like I said on Discord, it's just a damn shame that bloody Australia Post can't be any more gentle on parcels. Because, they screwed up a couple of AR magazines on me, and because it's their fault, they wouldn't reimburse me for the cost of the magazines, which they are meant to, because it's their problem. They damaged it, either their machines or what have you. But yet I'm not a big fan of Australia Post, so I don't think anyone's a fan of any of their postal systems in their areas or what have you. So anyway, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH in the Pride Radio Network net.
VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Copy that. It's very easy to dive deep down into a rabbit hole when it comes to technical things. And it could very easily make you stay up way longer than you intended. Happens to all of us, and it also happened to me as well. I mean, and nobody is nobody is exempt from having that happen. It's going to happen to everybody. It's at some point if it hasn't already. All right. we're at the bottom of the list. One more time, we have a Mastodon check-in from AE4WX, who is unable to make it, and 7-3 to them. VK2BSD also checked in via mobile, also in and out, 7-3 to them as well. Which brings us to the bottom of the list. Who else is out there wishing to check in to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may toss your pronouns in there if you'd like. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar she her, and I'll be standing by for more check-ins to the net. This might wind up being the Dale, Kimberly, and Tony show. Hi. If nobody else checks in. Come on, folks. I know there's someone else out there. If anyone else wants to join us on the net, please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically so we could throw you in on the list and you could join in on the fun. Got a bunch of shy people out there. Either that or just crickets, and more crickets. Alright, VK3JED, we'll toss it back to you from KJ7OMO.
Okay, Kimberly, and I should point out you do have a Discord check-in in the Skeds group. Looks like, maybe we needed to use JS8 for that one, or a TTS. You might want to take a peek there for the log while I'm talking. And it is quite nice. The only thing is it's not resort warmth. It's it says it's 17 degrees Celsius, which is sort of around the low 60s. Pleasant for outdoor activity, so it was a perfect morning for cycling. Take the bike out for a spin. It was perfect for that. And if you can sit out in the sun, it's quite perfect, but a little bit chilly in the shade. But still, it's a nice day. And we're expecting another one of those tomorrow. I sort of got to group them. This time of year, it's not that uncommon to get that pattern of weather for a few days, and then it cools down from Tuesday. So, despite winter being just around the corner, it's not a bad sort of a day. And the Docker rabbit hole, I've sort of gained some immunity to, I'll go down a rabbit hole, but I can also pull out before I stay up too late or whatever, because I know the cost of that is always going to be far higher than anything I'll get out of the rabbit hole. So, and I've got another Docker rabbit hole to go down at some stage, and that's trying to get Supermon working in a Docker container, which I think if I can do it, it'd be the best way to do it. It'll work better with the system. Anyway, KJ7OMO, and I see you found the check-in, VK3JD.
VK3JED from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. More and more rabbit holes. And yes, we did gotta check in. We have a online check-in from November 8 X-Ray Romeo Echo, who checked in via Discord. Her traffic is considered as a remote in and out check-in, listening via DMR, but can't talk right now due to coughing. The COVID caught me this week. I'm fine. I had worse colds this winter, but it's annoying as heck, and my voice sounds like some 80-meter gallbladder rag chewer, and unquote. And that was traffic from November 8 X-Ray Romeo Echo. She, her pronouns. Thanks for your check-in, and 7-3 and all the numbers to you, and hope you feel better soon. Alright, VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO, over to you.
KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH returning. I'll give the obligatory weather report around here. 23.3 degrees outside, 34% humidity, 1,022.6 hectopascals. Wind is 1.8 kilometers to northwest, and UV index is 5 or 581 lux, and it's nearly 12 o'clock. So, it's actually a beautiful day here. It's actually surprising. Last week we were meant to be getting rain, and for some reason it's been overcast a couple of the days, but we haven't had the rain, and it's been surprisingly warmer. Interesting what's happening on the weather. And I'm still up in the air with climate change. I do understand it, I do believe in it, but I've watched some other planetary stuff that explains a little bit more in-depth stuff of the way our planet Earth, that is, does its circularization around the sun, etc., and it's not always in a true circle, etc. And the Earth has that, if you've ever played with a spinning top and you spin it on a bench, and the shaft that's on the top that you use to spin, you watch that, and that goes in a circle on its own. And apparently the Earth does that as well, and for it to actually make one of those rotations, it takes 20,000 years. Now, when you go through and read all the stuff about it, etc., then you sit down and you'll go, okay, what cycle are we in? And, some of this could be actually put down to just the way we're, rotating around the sun. We might not be doing a true circle. It might be the shape of an egg. If that's the case, hang on. If that's the case, parts of Earth will actually freeze, and others will be warmer, etc., due to the rotation, etc. So, some interesting stuff to go down a rabbit hole if you're into planetary space stuff. That's for sure. And yes, Tony, I should keep remembering to stop going down that rabbit hole, but I too easily go down that rabbit hole, and then I'll suffer for a couple of days after from just being purely burnt out. So Yeah, but I've got to stay up, basically, because I'm paying for dinner and stuff like that for my mum, so yeah, it's going to be some kind of takeout that we do, like Chinese or something like that. So yeah, and happy Mother's Day to all the other mothers that out there and maybe listening. So back to you there, Kimberly KJ799. Network net.
VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO returning. Boy, that was quite a lot. Quite a lot to unpack there. And I was gonna, make some comments about it, but there was so much she said that it all left my mind, and I don't even remember what was said and what comment I wanted to make. Oh well, I guess it wasn't important. Alrighty, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there, wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need from you are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar She Her, and I'll be standing by for more check-ins to the net. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, Tony, we'll toss it back to you. VK3JED, KJ7OMO.
Yeah, it seems a bit quiet out there. Yeah, you got to watch those rabbit holes. I've sort of learnt by experience, and I dig myself out when it's time to go to bed, because I know the alternative for me is particularly bad, and I'm usually have to be fairly on the ball for one thing or another. No, all good fun. Sure you'll learn a few things. Yeah, I've known about those natural oscillations there, Dale. Yeah, there's some unique traits with the current trend. It's a very fast spike for average globally for a century or so, and the CO2 concentration's the highest it's been for like the better part of 1 million years, from going by the ice core samples. History suggests that the planet is capable of eventually rebalancing and absorbing it through various processes, but they take time, and I know in my lifetime, when I first started reading about this sort of stuff in childhood years, the figure was 0.03%. 0.033%. It's now over 0.04%. So that's like a huge increase just in the last 50 odd years of CO2. So it's definitely gone up. I've seen that number climb up, particularly in recent years. Anyway, and that's got to do something. And of course, we've got more methane from various sources, both biological and also things like escaping natural gas from various systems. And yeah, things have certainly changed from what I remember. I know memory can be flawed, but the statistical part says everything's changed. Anyway, it pays to be kind to the planet. Whether it has an effect or not, it's still, every little bit would help when you multiply it by 7 billion. Anyway, or 8 billion, or whatever the number is nowadays. KJ7RMO, the group, EK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. We as a species do need to take better care of our planet and do what we can to help this poor planet out, because I'm pretty sure it's straining right now and under high stress with all the crud that we're pumping into the atmosphere and whatnot, and also all the all the other sorts of rubbish that we're tossing out or whatever. But we gotta try and do better. Anyways, VK5 ZSH from KJ7OMO, over to you.
KJ7OMO, VK5 ZSH in the group returning. Well, the other thing is, we as a species, we gotta start to learn how to use contraception. Basically, just this year alone, India has surpassed China for population base. So you got to think of it. We're living longer, and just look at what's his face, Robert De Niro, is it? Anyway, he's 79 and has now got a seventh child type thing. Don't know where I want to take that, but well, I haven't been up to a lot anyway, besides going down a mad rabbit hole with Docker. What I'm actually researching at the moment is setting up a reverse proxy for what I want to do, and I want to set up and play with, I think it's called Home Assistant as well. Some interesting things that I want to play around with that are not ham radio related, and I'll probably want to set up my own mosquito broker as well to run internally, so I can actually get stuff logged down into that, where then I can share the data out to other applications like my weather station. The pressure gauge is on the console itself and not outside on the thing. So because I'm using SDR to actually receive the data, hang on. yeah, because I'm using SDR to receive the data from my weather station outside, unfortunately I don't get the pressure. And last update on my Raspberry Pi, something changed in Python, and I can't figure out what has changed, because the error makes absolutely no sense to me, and it doesn't make any sense to the powers that be of the search engines. So I'm completely stumped. So my pressure gauge died just due to an update of Python. So I'm very disappointed in that. So I have to look at another way of going around doing it, and probably the best way to do it is use a IoT device like a ESP 8266, more than enough to run a barometric gauge, basically. So yeah, alrighty, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberley KJ7IMO VK5 ZSH.
VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Yeah, copy that. On the contraceptives, there's plenty of options available, and affordable options as well. You you got the good old-fashioned rubber, the rubber alternative for those who are allergic to latex, and then there's some pills to help reduce the chance of pregnancy and all that stuff. So yeah, there's plenty of options, and they all need to take advantage of that before, and if they're in an area where that kind of stuff is banned or going to be banned, then I'm pretty sure there's a way to circumvent those bans so that they can get access to what they need. And anyways, as for your pressure gauge stuff, either you need to downgrade Python for now, or take the software code the Python code that powers your gauge and update it so that it'll be compatible with the latest Python. I don't even know why they decide to change how the Python code works for every new version. They should just maintain backwards compatibility with all the old code. I don't even know why they want to switch things up every time. It's annoying. Anyways, I hope you get that project working. Alrighty, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar she her, and I'm gonna drop my carrier and see if anybody is out there wishing to check in. Come on, people, don't be shy. Pick up your mics and say hi. And spit out your call signs, of course, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Hi. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in before I kick it back up to the top? Please come now. Remember, folks, if you're unable to check in via voice, you're more than welcome to check in via Discord, Mastodon, the YouTube live stream, Facebook if you know my Facebook, Twitter if you know my Twitter, You can also check in via email. I'm good on QRZ. You can find that on QRZ. And anywhere else where you are able to reach me. And for those of you who don't yet have your amateur radio licenses, well, I highly encourage you to go study for your exams and book an official exam in your country to get licensed, so that you can join in on the fun and have a good time doing it. Anyways, VK3JED will toss it back to you from KJ7OMO.
Yeah, and all good. Well, just for a total change of pace, we're going to go back to radio. I don't know if anyone noticed in the Discord, and it was in the General 1 channel, that someone had put up a link to a Reddit post, which was about a thing called OHT. I've been following that project for some time. It's being developed by the M17 group. It's a SDR in a handheld form factor, obviously primarily designed for M17, but it's a lot more than that. It can do FM, it can do single sideband, it's even got onboard support for 3DV, or it will have. It's dual band, but not the usual. It's 70 centimetres and 2400 meg, due to the available hardware. QRP is it's a proof of concept, but eventually they hope to have suitable PAs. So, yeah, very interesting project. So, like no other HT you've ever seen, with the full SDR and all mode capability, and yeah, the open source modes being built in. So yeah, it'll do M17 or 3DV out of the box. No need to hook up any other device. So it's an interesting project, and if they are successful in getting it to a production level, yeah, it'll be very impressive. So looking forward to seeing how that one goes. I'd love to get a hold of one of the proof of concept, even at that power. It's still got some uses, but yeah, if it's as successful as they hope, and it looks like being, yeah, there is plans to have suitable PAs incorporated and bring it up to HT level, and there is a desire to have a mobile version down the track. So yeah, very interesting project. So that's for something different. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
VK3JED from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, I'm looking at that OpenHT concept right now, and it is quite fascinating, quite interesting. Though rather unusual that it would, have, 70 centimeters and 2.4 gigahertz. Rather than, 2 meters, 70 centimeter. It's quite weird that they would set it up that way. Especially on 2.4 gigahertz, where you're going to get nothing but, noise and interference from, ISM, based devices such as Wi-Fi and cordless phones and and Bluetooth and all the other stuff that hangs out on 2.4 gigahertz. So, yeah, it's rather strange that they would put it up on 2.4 gigahertz. Weird. I mean, I would love to see something like that, but would support HF, all of HF plus 6 meters plus 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and some of the other stuff above that. That would be the ultimate handheld right there. But I'm pretty sure one can get a up converter to make that thing. Not an up converter, but a transverter. There we go, transverter, to make that thing work on all the other frequencies that we hams would be interested in. But yeah, it is an interesting project. Anyways, we're gonna toss it right back to VK5ZSH. This is KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, VK5, ZSH, returning. Sorry about that. I was having a look at that OpenHT. Yeah, I remember actually seeing this before. And yeah, it is fascinating that, yes, they have decided to go with 2400 megahertz there. That is for sure. But with okay, hang on, that's low RF power output. Okay, 25 milliwatts. So, okay, then what's high power then? Because otherwise, by the sounds of it, 25 milliwatt, the analog stuff is going to be pretty much sort of dead in the water there. But for digital stuff, yeah, it won't be too bad. I mean, I'm doing 50 milliwatts at the moment input hotspot, and that gets me quite nicely around my property. But yeah, very interesting. But yeah, very interesting band selection, that is for sure. You'd probably be looking at something radio there too, Kimberly, to sort of support what you're talking about, because that's Flex Radio's full SDR. Receive and transmit, so I'm pretty sure they would support, well, they'd support all the HF stuff there, 160 through to 10 meters, so, but yeah, I think Flex Radio system there's a bit too expensive, considering really that it's just a computer. So yeah. Anyway, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7OMO, VK5 ZSH in the Private Radio net.
VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, the device will support AM, FM, signal, single sideband, and CW. So, it will support all of the modes. So, again, with a transverter, in theory, that thing can can be, put on just about any radio band out there, from HF all the way up to whatever. So yeah, it can definitely be done. There's no problem there. And for the really low 25 milliwatt output, well, anybody could slap an amplifier on that thing, along with some low pass filters and or band pass filters, or whatever the heck filters, and yeah, that would be quite the fun little project there. But that thing is just a proof of concept, a prototype. So maybe in the future they'll have a better version of it that would, for one thing, have more power output and perhaps some more bands supported as well. But yeah, I'll definitely follow this project for sure. That seems to be an interesting project. Alrighty, folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. Once again, this is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station, and my pronouns are she, her, and I will be standing by for more check-ins to the net. Alrighty, folks, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Please come now. Already nobody around at this time. I just thought of something. With that OpenHT radio, I don't remember if the Hammett up converter will support two-way traffic, but if it does support two-way traffic, then in theory, all you would need to do is swap the 125 megahertz crystal with a different type of crystal, and in theory that it should work on whatever frequency you put the crystal on. So that might be one option to get that thing on HF. Anyways, VK3 JED from KJ7 OMO, back to you.
Yeah, well, just a couple of things. The choice of bands might be unusual, but that's because of the hardware they use. It already supports those bands out of the box. So it's obviously a device designed for the ISM bands, the 433 meg and 2400, which they've been able to. It looks like it's got a wider bandwidth, because it's capable of certainly covering more than 70 centimetres on that band, and the 2400 covers more than the Wi-Fi band. So it's the hardware level. So yeah, it's the bands are a function of the available hardware. Because to go to other bands requires mixers and adds another whole layer of complexity, something for a later revision. Maybe if a manufacturer picks it up, I might want to do something like that. The power output it's a proof of concept, so they're just seeing if the idea will work. And if it does work, as I said earlier, they do plan on putting a PA, a more typical PA, like for HT, you'd sort of think around the 5 watt mark. Interesting whether they'll stick with the class A, B, or whether they'll have a switchable class depending on mode, or whether they'll try something that's linear but higher efficiency. Of course, with SDA you can pre-distort it as well to help tidy things up. So yeah, it'd be interesting what design PA they go with. There's a few ways they could go, but I like it. It's HT, fully SDR, user tweakable, and it supports all the open source modes plus the analog ones we know and love. So yeah, it's got a lot going for it, and I hope it's successful, and I hope eventually that someone's actually able to pick it up and manufacture it. We've got the issue side. That's going to be our biggest challenge. We don't have the economies of scale that other markets have. KJ7OMO with a group VK3JD.
VK3JD from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. The possibilities with this little old open source transceiver is endless. I mean, like you said, they could take it anywhere. Let me reword that. They can go anywhere from what they've done right now, and yeah, who knows what they're gonna do with it. I'm quite excited to see, what future this thing has in store. Just another fun project to keep an eye on, along with another project known as React OS, or React Operating System. Another fun open source project that I've been keeping my eye on for many years. It's basically a open source rewrite of Windows. That's designed to run, all sorts of Windows programs and hardware and such natively, but without any of the Microsoft garbage associated with it. That one project, yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on that one as well. Anyways, VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO.
Oh, excuse me. Press PTT and I get a hiccup. RF must be getting into shack. Oh, fancy that. I'm on a handheld. Yeah, Windows, yes. That's nothing but bloatware. And I seriously mean bloatware. Because if you do a deep dive into Windows, the OS itself, you'll find some nice, beautiful 8-bit icons there from the Windows 3.11 days, etc. And those programs still work as well. So, yeah, Windows is very backwards compatible in some respects there. Hi. Yeah, I've seen that React OS. I haven't played around with it myself or anything like that, because if you want to do that sort of thing, you might as well just play around with Wine, or if you're a gamer, Steam, and then there's a couple of other ones out there that will emulate Windows, etc. Because yeah, I used to use Wine way back when what's it call it? World of Warcraft was around. I used to play around in the day with Burning Crusade and Lich King, etc. And yeah, used to run that under Wine. And believe it or not, the game actually ran a lot better under Linux Wine Windows emulation than it did natively under Windows. So there we be. But yeah, Blizzard pretty much buggered that up now these days. Hang on. So yeah, and yeah, besides that, what else been happening here? Oh yeah, someone mentioned bandpass filters, or low pass, high pass, etc. I'm actually looking to actually make myself a kit of bandpass filters, and I'm actually humming and hawing whether I actually want to take on the project of actually doing it, because I have been told have fun, basically, as you can imagine someone chuckling and walking away from you. So yeah, apparently they can be a little bit tricky to actually get where you want them in the band, etc., plus have the bandwidth that you want and what have you. I know that there's calculators out there for doing it, etc., but yeah, when it comes down to actually doing it practically, apparently it's, yeah, hold your tongue in the right place type thing. So I will give a couple a go. I will probably start off with 40 metres and 15 metres, and yeah, see how we go with those. And yeah, what else? Yeah, I haven't actually noted anything else down. So, all right, I'll put it back around to you, Kimberly KJ7IMO VK5ZSH.
VK5 ZSH from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. I can't wait for React OS to finally get to a stage of its development where it would be just stable enough for everyday use. Cause, yeah, I'm kind of itching to get off of official Windows as soon as I can, but I definitely don't want to jump on the React OS bandwagon until React OS itself is ready for everyday use and is stable enough for everyday use. But again, I'll continue to keep an eye on it and see where it goes. I mean, development has been extremely slow, but at least it's steady development, and they're still working on it. So yeah, definitely worth keeping an eye on. And if you want to try it out anyway, you can load it up on a virtual machine and have at it. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We are taking more check-ins to the net, so if you'd like to check in and join in on the conversation, or if you just, wanna, do a quick hello and not much else, doesn't matter to us. If you'd like to check in, all I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for more check-ins to the net. Oy vey. Looks like it's just us. VK3JED, back to you from KJ7OMO.
Not much coming out of the tree. Maybe all the leaves are falling off. It's just a bunch of sticks. Well, it's that time of the year here anyway, at least down this end of the world. And, React OS, I've been watching it for over 20 years. I think it's been going for close to 25 years, and it's been incorporated into a couple of interesting projects where they've made use of the kernel, and I think for things like recovery disks and stuff, it's found a niche, but it's still a long way in Windows, and they've got limited resources tackling a large proprietary and largely undocumented code base. Even back in the DOS days, DOS was notorious for having undocumented function calls that weren't in the program as reference. And people sort of hacked around and found these undocumented function calls, or stepped through various code and found people using them. Microsoft OSs have had that issue going right back to the DOS days, and Windows, of course, does recycle a lot of code from older versions as well as adding new code. So, they're doing so. I don't know if it'll ever get to the point where it's a generally usable OS that can be used with the software of the day, but it has found application in niche things where having open source Windows kernel functionality has enabled other open source projects to back on that. And I think that seems to be more where the strength of React OS is. It's a nice thought, but I think from a practical point of view, I don't know if I'll live to see the day where it's a viable replacement. But the Microsoft ecosystem is very backwards compatible, and so is a lot of the hardware it runs on. Intel chips still support the original real mode, and they still boot up in real mode, even though, you probably couldn't boot DOS on a current PC, especially now that everything's EFI, which DOS doesn't know how to talk to, etc., etc. Anyway, on that note, I think I might put it down and go and have some lunch and do some other things. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD. I'll just listen around for a bit.
VK3JD from KJ7OMO returning. Copy that. You broke up somewhat every now and then throughout your transmission, but I caught about 70, maybe 75% of what you transmitted. But yeah, one can only hope that one day this project will become a viable replacement for Windows. But until then, it's just a project. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll pull a miracle. Anyways, well, 7-3 to you, and thank you for hanging out with us as always. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you on the next one. I might shut things down since we don't have very many people. But VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO, over to you.
KJ7RMO, VK5, ZSH in the Pride Radio Group, Worldwide Net. Again, no problems there. Kimberly, yeah, I didn't quite catch the end of what Tony had to say. I know he was talking about the React OS, etc. For most of his over there. I had to do a restart on my Pi-Star just to not exactly do a full start of the service, basically, because for some reason it decided that it wanted to chew up both time slots. So you and Tony were both coming in on time slot 1 and time slot 2. So yeah, that was interesting. I've seen it a couple of times before, and I can't remember exactly what puts it into thinking doing that. So anyway, I did that. So alright, cheers and 73 to you both. Thanks for putting it on there, Kimberly. Good show as always. And yeah, I guess we'll catch everyone further down the log, as they say, or down the coax, up the coax, and around the bend. And yeah, don't forget to put that strain release in on your coax, because it also adds as a well, it catches water and doesn't allow the water to go too far down your coax. So when you have to fix it, there's not so much coax to chop off at the end. Anyway, I'm just rambling, so I bid you both adieu, take care, and catch you on Discord. VK5 ZSH going clear of KJ7 IMO, VK3 JED, and the Worldwide Pride Radio Group, Worldwide Net. Cheers all.
Alrighty, VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO, and I shall say 7-3 to you, and thanks for hanging out with us. Alrighty, before I shut things down, was there anybody else out there wishing to, real quick check in? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by. Alrighty, everyone, I'm going to call that a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney, as well as the folks behind the VK3 RBO repeater for the use of their systems to carry this net, as well as thanks to VK3JED, VK2WAY, and the rest of the Pride Radio Group for making this net and this network possible. Without those two, none of us would be here today. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. Dark Kimberly is alive! Back to bright Kimberly. Huh? What? Where am I? What happened? Oh... I now return all systems back to their normal amateur radio use. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
This is Frank. I forgot to mention, I've actually been enjoying, even though it's not making much effect to me, but been enjoying some nice mountain-grown coffee. Very yummy. I just thought I'd pop that out there. VK5 ZSH. Clear but listening.
Yeah, copy that. Unfortunately, I am unable to drink coffee because I'm sensitive to caffeine. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and do some gaming for a little while. 7-3 to y'all. And for those of you who are on the YouTube stream, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar saying 7-3, and we'll see y'all next time.